Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. This time we're going to explore the work of Regina Barzilay with AIVIPS.org.
AIVIPS.org has a really cool profile of her work.
It's fascinating.
She's one of the true pioneers using AI to kind of reshape the future of healthcare.
Totally. And what I thought was really interesting was she's not just this tech genius,
Right.
but she's using her skills to really make a difference
Yeah.
in the world, predicting breast cancer years in advance.
Yeah.
And developing these personalized cancer treatments.
Yeah. I think what's really interesting is she comes from Moldova.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a place without a lot of access to technology.
Right.
So it's like, you wonder how that sort of early environment might have influenced her approach to problem solving.
Totally. AIVIPS.org says she was always drawn to math and science, even with those limited resources.
Right.
And then she moved to Israel and she got her undergraduate degree at Ben Gurion University.
Yeah. And then went on to get her PhD at Cornell.
Wow.
So really cementing her path in computer science. And, she faced a lot of challenges as a woman in a field that was, and still is to a large extent, dominated by men.
Yeah, especially back then. I mean,
Yeah.
that must have been incredibly tough.
Right.
To kind of break into that field. Do you think those challenges sort of shaped her desire to use AI for good?
I mean, it's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
But her work definitely focuses on having a positive social impact. Like, for example, her work with natural language processing.
NLP.
NLP.
Right, NLP. So
Yeah.
for our listener, that's basically all about making computers understand human language.
Yeah.
It sounds really simple, but it's incredibly complex.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to teach a machine to recognize words, but, Barzilay goes deeper than that.
Okay.
She's teaching machines to actually understand meaning and context.
Wow.
Humor, sarcasm,
Yeah.
which even we humans have trouble with all the time.
Yeah, totally. So it's like teaching a computer not just to read the words, but to read between the lines?
Exactly.
Okay, so how does that apply to healthcare?
So think about all of the medical data that's out there.
Yeah.
Doctor's notes, lab reports, discharge summaries, all of that.
Uh-huh.
And AI, thanks to NLP advancements, can go through all of that information
Okay.
and extract key insights that a human would have a hard time doing, and much faster.
So we're talking about AI that can potentially help doctors diagnose patients more quickly and effectively.
Exactly.
Wow.
But it goes beyond that. I
Yeah.
mean, Barzilay is using AI to detect diseases like breast cancer years before traditional methods.
Really? So it's like seeing into the future of a patient's health.
Kind of, yeah. It's like having that crystal ball.
So is the AI actually seeing something on a mammogram that a radiologist would miss? How does that work?
It's not so much about seeing new things, but rather about recognizing patterns.
Oh.
Imagine a radiologist looking at hundreds of mammograms every day. Their eyes get tired.
Right.
They might miss things.
Yeah.
And AI, on the other hand, can look at, thousands and thousands and pick up on subtle variations in the breast tissue
Wow.
that a human might miss.
So it's like augmenting the doctor's abilities, not replacing them.
Exactly.
That's reassuring.
Yeah, I think Barzilay's vision is really one of AI and doctors working together as partners. And it's not just about detection, it's also about developing personalized treatment plans.
Right. So we're moving away from the one-size-fits-all approach to treating cancer.
Exactly.
So how does AI do that? How does that work?
So it all comes down to data.
Oh, okay.
AI can analyze a patient's unique, genetic makeup, their medical history, their lifestyle, all of these things, and use that to figure out what is the most effective treatment.
Wow. So it's like a custom treatment plan.
Yeah.
Wow. What an incredible advancement.
It really is. And, it kind of highlights this potential for AI to not only treat disease, but to predict and prevent it.
Totally. That's a game changer.
Huge game changer.
Yeah.
But with great power comes great responsibility, as they say.
Right.
And Barzilay is very aware of the ethical considerations around using AI in healthcare.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you're dealing with people's lives here. You need to be able to understand how the AI is making decisions.
Yeah, explain it.
And explain it, right? It's about trust.
Transparency, fairness, it's all connected.
Right.
And Barzilay's a big advocate for all of that.
Okay, so it's not just about building powerful AI. It's about building AI that we can understand and trust.
Exactly.
This is fascinating.
It is, and it's really just the beginning
Wow.
of what's possible.
This is already blowing my mind, and we've only just begun to explore Barzilay's work. We'll be back in a moment to dive even deeper into this incredible world of AI and healthcare.
Welcome back to our deep dive on Regina Barzilay.
We've been exploring her journey and contributions, all thanks to AIVIPs.org, and it's really clear she's revolutionizing healthcare with AI.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've talked about how she's advanced the ability to predict breast cancer risk and how to personalize treatment.
Right, but now I'm really curious to understand, how these AI systems actually work in practice.
Yeah.
Can you give us a specific example?
Sure. Let's take, the AI-powered diagnostic tool for breast cancer detection they mentioned on AIVIPs.org.
Okay.
It uses something called a neural network, which is trained on a huge amount of data.
Yeah, we talked about neural networks earlier. Can you just remind me and our listener how those work?
Yeah, so basically you can think of a neural network as this complex web of interconnected nodes.
Okay.
Kind of like a digital brain.
Okay.
And each of these nodes processes information and passes it on to the other nodes. And that allows the network to learn from the data that it's being fed.
So in this case, the network is being fed thousands and thousands of mammograms.
Exactly.
So what is it actually learning from those images?
So it's learning to identify those tiny variations in the breast tissue that might indicate, a future risk of cancer.
Okay.
Things that might be too small or too complex for the human eye to catch.
So it's not just seeing new things, it's seeing them differently.
Exactly. It's seeing with more detail than a human can.
Wow. So what kind of results are we seeing with this?
The results have been pretty impressive. So in clinical trials, Barzilay's AI tool has consistently outperformed traditional methods.
Wow.
For identifying women who are at high risk of developing breast cancer.
That's incredible. I mean, early detection is so crucial for successful treatment.
Absolutely. And, this could really save lives.
Yeah.
And again, it's not about replacing doctors. It's about giving them an additional tool to make more informed decisions.
And it's not just about detection. We talked about personalized medicine.
Right.
Can you give us some examples of how AI is helping to, tailor those treatments?
Yeah, let's talk about genomics.
Okay.
So genomic data is essentially like a map of your DNA.
Okay.
And it can reveal a lot about, your predisposition to certain diseases, and how you might respond to different medications.
So you're saying we can analyze a person's genetic code and figure out the most effective treatment plan for them?
Exactly. And AI can do that really well.
Wow.
AI can sift through, massive amounts of genomic data and pinpoint, specific markers in your genes that might say, hey, this person's going to respond really well to this drug.
So does that mean we can kind of move away from that trial and error approach to chemotherapy?
Yeah.
And offer these more targeted, effective treatment?
Yeah, that's exactly what Barzilay is working towards. Using AI to look at all of this data and say, okay, for this person, this is going to be the best course of treatment.
So it's like having a roadmap for each patient's cancer journey.
Yeah, it's like a personalized roadmap.
That's incredible. And the potential applications go way beyond just cancer treatment.
Oh, absolutely.
So we're talking about a whole new way of approaching healthcare.
Yeah, it really is revolutionary.
But with all this talk about AI and algorithms, I have to ask, where does the human touch fit into all of this?
Right. Are doctors being replaced by machines? It's a good question.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to remember that AI is a tool. It's a very powerful tool. But it's still a tool.
So it's more about collaboration than replacement.
Exactly. Barzilay sees this future where doctors and AI systems are working together. Each leveraging their own strengths. AI can handle that complex data analysis. The pattern recognition. And free up doctors to focus on providing that compassionate care.
So AI is augmenting human expertise, not diminishing it.
Exactly. And it leads to better outcomes for everyone.
And it's not just about doctors.
Yeah.
AI can also potentially empower patients as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also,
imagine having access to personalized health information based on your own unique genetic makeup and your lifestyle.
So AI can give us the tools and knowledge to take control of our own health.
Yeah, it's about moving away from this reactive approach to healthcare to a more proactive approach.
This is really exciting, but with any new technology, there must be challenges.
Oh, of course.
What are some of the hurdles that Barzilay and others in this field are facing?
One of the big ones is data access.
Okay.
So, as we've discussed, AI really thrives on data.
Right.
But in healthcare, that data is often, scattered across different institutions.
Yeah.
Protected by privacy regulations.
So it's like having all the pieces of a puzzle but not being able to put them together.
Exactly. A great analogy.
Yeah.
And so Barzilay is working really hard to figure out ways to access and share data
Okay.
securely, ethically,
Right.
without compromising patient privacy.
It's a delicate balance.
It is, but it's essential to unlock the full potential of AI in healthcare.
Are there any other challenges?
Yeah. Another big one is bias.
Okay.
So if the data that you use to train these AI models
Yeah.
contains biases,
Uh-huh.
those biases are going to be reflected in the AI's decisions.
That makes sense. So it's not just about the quantity of data, but the quality of
The
data.
quality and the representativeness.
Okay, yeah. And then there's explainability.
Explainability.
Right. We talked about the importance of understanding how AI arrives at its conclusions.
Yeah,
Especially in healthcare where the stakes are so high.
absolutely. And Barzilay is at the forefront of this research into explainable AI.
Okay.
Trying to make these black boxes more transparent.
So important for building trust
Yeah, absolutely.
and making sure these tools are used responsibly.
Yeah, and that's really what makes Barzilay's work so impactful.
Yeah.
She's not just, pushing the boundaries of the technology, but she's really thinking about these ethical considerations.
Yeah, it's about using technology to solve real-world problems.
Yeah.
And to improve lives.
And it's a good reminder that the future of healthcare isn't just about the technology.
Right.
It's about the human element.
Yeah.
It's about compassion and care.
This has been such an enlightening conversation. We've only scratched the surface of Barzilay's work.
Yeah.
But it's clear that she's shaping the future of healthcare in some really profound ways.
Mm.
We'll be back in a moment to continue our deep dive into this incredible world of AI and healthcare. Welcome back to our deep dive. It's been fascinating learning about Regina Barzilay.
Yeah. Her work with AI is incredible. I mean, just totally changing the game for healthcare.
And it's really inspiring to see her dedication to making sure AI benefits everyone.
Right. Not just a select few.
AIVIPs.org talked about her work in low resource settings and how she's trying to bridge the healthcare gap in these underserved communities.
Yeah, that's a really important part of her vision.
It is. I mean, imagine a world where access to this cutting-edge medical technology isn't determined by your zip code or your income.
It would be a game changer, but the question is, how do we get there?
Right. How do we make this technology accessible to everyone?
Well, Barzilay is working on that. She's exploring ways to create AI solutions that are both scalable and cost-effective.
Okay.
So they can be used even in areas with limited resources.
So we're talking about AI tools that can be deployed in remote villages.
Exactly.
Even using mobile devices. I
Yeah.
mean, that would be amazing.
Yeah, giving healthcare workers in those areas access to the same level of technology as their counterparts in big cities.
So even in a place with limited access to advanced imaging, AI can still play a role in improving diagnosis and treatment.
Exactly, and it goes beyond diagnostics. She's also working on AI systems that can generate personalized treatment recommendations, taking into account the specific constraints of those settings.
That's incredible. It's like empowering healthcare providers in these communities, giving them the tools to deliver better care.
And it's about empowering patients as well. Imagine living in a remote area and having access to all this personalized health information tailored to your specific needs through a simple mobile app.
It's about leveling the playing field, making sure that everyone benefits from AI in healthcare, regardless of where they live or their socioeconomic status.
That's the goal, and it's not just about taking what we have and bringing it to these communities. Barzilay is also developing new AI solutions designed for their unique needs.
It's not just adapting, it's innovating for a more inclusive future of healthcare.
Absolutely, and that's what's so compelling about Barzilay's work. It's driven by this deep understanding of the human element in healthcare and using AI as a force for good.
As we wrap up our deep dive into Regina Barzilay's work, I'm struck by her commitment to using AI for the benefit of all humankind.
Yeah, and her work with AIVIPs.org really highlights how AI can transform healthcare and tackle these global challenges.
It's been an inspiring journey, and we encourage everyone listening to check out AIVIPs.org and learn more about these pioneers who are shaping the future.
Absolutely. Their stories are a testament to the incredible power of technology to make a positive impact.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the incredible world of Regina Barzilay and the future of AI in healthcare.